Honda has outdone themselves again and has surprised all of us small bore enthusiasts at another small bore event with the Honda Grom. A few years back, when Man in the Box had this event up in Tennessee, Honda came out swinging and released more of their mini moto lineup at the Man in the Box small bore event. One of those was the Monkey, and the other one was the Super Cup. Huge supporters of the small bore scene, and Honda has done it again with the 2025 Honda Grom. Some of the big changes, we'll go ahead and get that out of the way, is really the cosmetics. That's the biggest update from this gen to last gen. The other big update, which this bike is not equipped with it, is the SP actually has a belly pan, which from what I understand, you can retrofit to the third gen Groms because, you know, the brackets and the mounting points are all the same, because the engine's the same, transmission's the same, swing arm, forks, seat, it's all the same except for the plastics, the headlight, and just a little odd and end cosmetic pieces. It's great about this Honda Grom. Obviously that 5-speed transmission is still a thing, and the 125cc is, well, 124cc, but still the same great engine that it's always been. Fun fact about this particular ABS model, I did not know this until Honda told me, but it is actually an IMU powered system, but it's only single channel. Most of your super bikes, right, or sport bikes have a 6-axis IMU. Think ZX10s, Yamaha R1s, slide control, wheelie control, things like that. This sub $4,000 motorcycle has an IMU in it that powers, or that computes, the ABS, if you will. But if you look close, ABS ring up front, no ABS ring out back, so you can still lock up the rear. There's no ABS in the rear. I actually talked to the Honda gentleman who was very kind to tell me, for those of you that if all the dealer has is an ABS model, all you have to do is replace this whole brake line with a stainless steel braided brake line and it's gone. No more ABS. It's good to go. So we'll try that out for you guys and really see if we can get it to work. So we'll see if we can do a stoppie or not. What's fancy about this new kit from Honda is it reminds me a whole lot of the first gen Grom. It's very sleek. It's curvy, but it's sharp, right? And it reminds me of the 2014 Grom that I used to have it. And funny enough, this brings back a bunch of memories because the Grom is what got me started, right? The Grom was the bike that I wanted to ride, to learn how to ride. It had a clutch. It was slow, right? It was cheap, and you know, I could do a lot of learning on it. Still got the same dash. Some of the cool features I didn't realize I had was a shift light. That's pretty cool. Fuel gauge, you got an ABS light, and if you do remove that brake line, the ABS light will stay illuminated the whole time. Gear indicator, which my Grom didn't have that, and my Z does, which is why I like the Z, but you know, the Grom's got it now. Got some pretty cool stats, miles per gallon. That's impressive. And we also got a bigger fuel tank than the previous models had. Out of this 1.6 gallon fuel tank, you can go longer, go further, and have a lot more fun without having to worry about filling up all the time, which you shouldn't have to worry about anyway, because you should only have to fill this thing up once every 100 miles. No, that would be about 140 miles. With full of fluids, you're looking at about 223 pounds, and I think for the ABS model, we'll do an even number. We'll do 10, so maybe 233, but realistically, I think it's about 7 pounds or so for the ABS equipment, which it's not a whole lot, but for a little bike like this, I don't think you'll really tell the difference. You could probably like lose 5 pounds and whatever. We won't talk about that. All in all, same bike as last year, just different cosmetics, which is kind of what they did with the SF Grom, right? When they introduced it in 2017, they introduced ABS. And that was kind of it, right? You had cosmetic upgrades. You still had the 4-speed trans, but the overall cosmetic of it was changed and it looked sharp. But again, being that I had a 2014 Honda Grom, I'm kind of biased to the OG, you know? Let's go test out the ABS on this bike. I'm pretty excited to see if it works. I love testing ABS. I love locking up the rear tire, or front tire in this matter, to see if we can pull a little stoppie or do a little skid. The non-ABS is $34.99, the ABS is $37.99, so you're looking at a $300 difference. First time riding the 5-speed version. One of the issues I did have with them changing the engine, and I say this like I have a Grom, and it really affected me, but it didn't, is when they changed the bore and stroke of the Grom and did the different top end, well, bottom end maybe, it got rid of being able to do like the 186 big bore kits. I think the biggest you can go is about a 145, 146, somewhere around there. The limited bore on the crankcase, you can't go any bigger than a certain cc. Yeah, there it is. I mean, guys like DHM are able to come out swinging and do like basically a super stock build like on the 125 and absolutely get monster numbers out of this little guy. It's impressive what they can do with an engine. It's pretty crazy. All right, let's try out the ABS right here. Yep, there it is. Did you guys hear it? I think it actually oh, look at that. First fluke on the 25 Honda Grom. That was probably me. I didn't actually go all the way down in the first. Let's try it again. You guys hear it? You guys hear that? That pump in there is working. That is pretty crazy. Let's see if we can lock up the rear tire, which we should. Yep, we can do it. Let's try it again. Let's get a little... Alright, so there you go. Front ABS is pretty legit. Rear tire still skids, so you can do little skids, little whatever you want to do. Power slides. For those that are, want the nitty gritty, the bike is new, right? It's going to be labeled as such because new front end, new tank fairings, new cosmetics. But at the end of the day, it's the same bike as the third gen. Basically all the same. You got some different colorways, which the blue is absolutely gorgeous. I think this is the white, and I am a sucker for white bikes, but the blue, it's got this sparkle in it, and it is absolutely gorgeous. The customization, obviously things are going to carry over from the third gen, engine-wise, suspension-wise. Mini GP race, or the Grand Prix, as we got to race in for 3 hours, by the way, which all three bikes survived, which is a testament on its own of the Grom reliability, the Honda reliability. It just goes to show you, you just cannot beat these bikes up enough and have problems. Customization is still there right off the rip. We have Olin suspension front and rear. We've got clip-ons, which weren't as uncomfortable as you would think. This is very nice, but the clip-ons weren't that bad. You had rear sets through a little aggressive riding position, which would be ideal for the track. These can work, but they are so low. You're going to be dragging peg all the time. Guys, let me know what you think about the new 2025 Honda Grom. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you like, then I forgot to mention, the big spacers for the, taking off the panels aren't there? I wasn't a big fan of it. I like the sleek look of this new bodywork. Just not a big fan of the washers, but some people loved it, and it added that extra customizable feature, if you will. You could do accent colors, which was, okay, whatever, not bad, but not my thing. But this is way cleaner to me. I really love the headlight. Actually, let me turn it on. That's it. We are closing out the ride on the new 2025 Honda Grom. Huge shout out to Man in the Box, Barber Motorsports Park, Honda, for letting me ride this bike. It has been an absolute joy. I loved it so much. It's riding small bikes. You just can't beat it no matter what it is. So if there's any questions that you have about this bike I didn't cover, leave a comment down below. Until next time, ride safe, have fun. We'll see you there.